Hello students and parents, Namaskar, welcome to Career 360. Today we're going to discuss the best law colleges in the country, and this is done by Career 360 in the exclusive ranking process where we deal with the input, the process and the output. I'll talk about the methodology later on, but more importantly to begin with, let's first of all understand why students choose law as a profession or law as a career and what are the prospects of law as a career. India has one Supreme Court, 25 High Courts, but most importantly, it's got thousands of civil and district courts. And besides that, you actually have about 700 plus Lok Adalats. You have 1,000 plus family courts. You have fast track courts, about 1,000 of them. And every single institution in the country, every autonomous body in this country has a tribunal along with. Like income tax itself has multiple tribunals in the country. Now, if you want to choose law, you can actually be a litigation lawyer across all these courts, all these tribunals, all these fast track Lok Adalats, fast track courts, tribunals, and you name it. So that's the first opportunity that you have, and that requires thousands and thousands of people practicing in the country. Then you actually have corporate law, and it's become so complex. The compliances are so many across for every company to work in the country. That compliance becomes a very serious issue, and for that purposes, you need to be every company needs to have a lawyer. You can actually choose a pathway to be in the judicial services where you go through an examination, entrance examination, become a magistrate and become a judge at some point in time. You can choose to be a public prosecutor. You can choose to be a teacher or a faculty member or in academia, teaching at thousands of law colleges that we have in the country. You can also be a legal advisory consultant, which means that you're giving opinions by interpreting law as it stands on different matters, and you can always choose a speculation. So with so many openings that you have, and most importantly, law as a profession allows you to be working at your own pace. You can actually, you have a lot more freedom because you're on your own and you decide your pace, your pathway, and how you want to work on it. So that is one big reason that a lot of people choose law as a profession or a career option. Now, increasingly in the modern world, the legal profession has become very, very complex also, right? Because there are specializations that came in. 30 years back, there was nothing called cyber law. But today, without cyber law, nothing moves. Everything is about cyber law, right? And then you actually have corporate law, which has become very, very complex as you moved along because so many legal compliances came in, so many issues came in that corporate law has only expanded its breadth and width and depth. Then you have environmental law. Every company, everyone, all of us need to follow environmental law, and that's to do with conservation, ecology, and so on and so forth. And that's becoming a bigger and bigger issue. The intellectual property law is becoming bigger and bigger. The criminal law is now expanded dramatically. The family law, the law of torts, the general law. So every single law, there are specializations that have come in every single thing. Income tax law, the tax law has become so complex and complicated that people are looking at interpretations in different ways that it's very important for you to deal with that. And same now with GST law and all. So the specializations have grown dramatically. And because of that, the opportunities for specialized lawyers also has grown dramatically. The third thing is that the fact that you actually can grow in the corporate sector, right from banks to MNCs to tech companies to the media companies to the entertainment companies to the startups, every single company in this country requires a lawyer because you need to comply with the legal system in the country. So with all these opportunities that you have, law becomes a very good career option if you want to pursue it because there is a need for very good lawyers, very good people who understand the nuances of law and interpret it for companies and for corporates and for individuals also. Having talked about the reason why you must pursue law as a profession, how do you go about choosing a law college? The question that I'm asking you is, how do you go about choosing a law college? The first thing that you must remember is the academic reputation of the college. What are the kind of reputation that the college has in terms of rankings and in global rankings, in national rankings, in any other ranking, but keep a broad eye on the kind of rankings. One big thing that I must tell you is there is not much of a difference in it. You must look at a range because someone might rank it as 10th and someone might rank it as 17th. It doesn't mean that 10th is better than 17th or 17th is better than 10th, right? So you must keep a view or an overview of the rankings and not make rankings the goalpost for you to deal with. To the accreditation. If you want to pursue law, you must only study law in a college that's approved by the Bar Council of India. That's the only accreditation body. Otherwise, you would not get an LLB degree and you cannot practice, right? So accreditation is very, very important. And then you must look at the quality of faculty. If the quality of faculty is good, you'll learn better. Then you must look at specialization. If a law college offers multiple specializations, because I don't want you to get stuck in learning only one kind of law. when you actually have specialization being offered within the legal domain in the college, you know that you'll learn a bit of everything so that you actually have an overview. Because when you move up your career, you need to have an overview of everything while you keep specializing in one part of it. But if you only do know one part of it and not the other part of it, then like for example, you can't deal with corporate law unless you understand a bit of taxation law and a bit of industrial law and so on and so forth, right? So those are things are very important for you, and that you must look at. Then you must obviously look at the kind of internships and placement that the college offers, and what kind of law firms come for placement. Because there might be colleges where only companies come for placement, but if you want to practice on your own, you need to be working or interning with a law firm. So the kind of firms that come for placement also, it becomes very crucial. Then the infrastructure. Do they have a moot court of their own? How good is a library? Because you keep researching on the law, case laws as you move along. So how good is a library? How good is a moot court? Because if you don't stand in a moot court, if you don't know how to speak up in a court, then it becomes a problem. So you need to have a moot court. So these are very important for you. And then most importantly, the location and the proximity to courts. For example, a lot of law colleges in Delhi NCR benefit a lot because a lot of Supreme Court judges, a lot of Supreme Court lawyers go there and talk to the students and give lectures to them. And that learning is second to none. So the greater the proximity to certain places, the greater the internships, the greater the jobs, and the greater the understanding and learning of it, because you actually are learning from the practitioners of law and not just by teachers of law. Now that we've understood how to, why law as a profession can be a great career option, and also how to go for choosing law college, what we've done here is listed out the top 25 law colleges for use so that you can look at that. Now, you must remember that many of these public institutions, which are NLUs largely, go by one single examination, which is CLAT. But for Delhi, where it goes through IELTS examination. Between these two, if you were to move on, there are a lot of private colleges which also have their own examination, like Symbiosis has SLAT, Jindal has LNAT, and so on and so forth. But what we're giving to you is a list of top 25 law colleges in the country so that you can understand. When we looked at this ranking, and this is a Career 360 ranking, of course, we looked at the following parameters. In India, it's very, very important for you to understand the kind of faculty. So I told you earlier also about how to go about choosing colleges. The faculty quality and engagement is very important for us. So we gave a 15% weightage for that. Then we also looked at the placement and the alumni that they have. The better the alumni, the better for prospect for you, because you are likely to be benefiting out of the alumni network that is created out there, and the research and projects that they have. This we gave a weightage of 35%. Right. Then we actually are living and learning, because hostels and the kind of infra that they have, all those kind of things are very important. Learning is to do with the infra, the moot courts, the library, and those kind of things, and the hostel that they have. So that's about 25% weightage. Now, the reason why law college hostels are very important is when you sit in a closed environment in a campus, lot of talks by these judges and lawyers and all happen later in the evening, not in the daytime, because they can't spare the time in the daytime. So many of these conversations happen in the evenings. Many of these teams that are built happen in the evenings. So it's very important for you to understand that a law course that is pursued possibly in a campus where you are staying in the campus benefits you far better than when you actually do it as a day college, go there and come back. And lastly, and most importantly, this is very crucial, the student quality and the diversity. The higher the fee, the lower the quality of students. Similarly, the higher the fee, the lower the diversity also possibly, right? So it's very important for you to understand the kind of diversity. You need to have students who are very rich and very poor. Students who come from, very, very far away places and from metros. The gender diversity, which is girls versus boys, or for that matter, the demographic diversity, people coming from far away places to people coming from the same city. So when you actually have the socio-economic diversity that you have, which is people from different castes and communities come in and do that, it's very important for you to have diversity, because different thought processes come from people who coming from different spaces. It can be on demographics, or it can be on social or economic or caste or community or whatever it is. And unless you understand all these aspects, you will never become a great lawyer. And from that perspective, social diversity, economic diversity, gender diversity, demographic diversity are very important for you when you're choosing a law college. If you don't have all these four diversities, it is better that you avoid them, because you might be learning law from one single perspective, whereas you need to be having an overall perspective when you're choosing a law college. Once you understand these things, now based on that, how do you go about it? Here, what we've done is we also given the ranking by the government of India, NIRF, so that you actually relate to the whole thing. So there is some kind of a relatability about the whole thing. The first, of course, is NLU Bangalore. Both in NIRF also it is these NIRF ranking, and this is a Career 360 ranking. These are ranking, right? And the reason why you would find some kind of a variance is because of the kind of weightages that we have and the possibility that some of these colleges might not have participated in the NIRF ranking at all, right? But we pull the data from Bar Council of India and every other thing and do this ranking. So you actually have the NLU Bangalore ranking in both the things. This score is out of 500. This, NLU Bangalore scored 380, close to 380. Then you have NLU Delhi, for which the entry is through IELTS. Remember that? In both the places rank 2. Then you have NALSAR Hyderabad. In both NRF and Career 360, we are ranked 4. Then you have the West Bengal National University of Judicial Sciences, Calcutta. Both it is ranked 4. GNLU in NRF is ranked 8. In our ranking, we are ranking it as 5. Jamia Millia in both the places is 6. So the only variance that you see at this point in time is GNLU, right? Where NRF ranks is at 8, but we do think it's a very, very good college and should be ranked 5th, right? Then going to the next level, right? The Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. So this is in IIT Kharagpur, housed in IIT Kharagpur. In both the rankings, it is ranked 7, right? Then National Law University Jodhpur, in NRF, they did not participate at all. So it did not participate. But in our ranking, we pull the data, we're ranking it as 8. Symbiosis Law College in Pune is ranked 5 in the NRF. But in our thing, it is ranking as 9 because some of the NLUs have come up. Some of the NLUs that did not participate have taken up. So obviously there is an issue out here. The Government Law College, Mumbai, again did not participate in the ranking. And we took the data again and we're ranking it as 10. Right. The Jindal Global Law School, again, did not participate in the NIRF. In our ranking, we pulled the data again. We have some kind of data about them. And we've taken a view of whatever data is available and we're ranking it as 11. Aligarh Muslim University is 12. Now, you must look at this whole thing, and if you were to just go back to the earlier thing also, remember one thing, these are all weightages and these are relative. Someone else might take a different view of it and say something else must have a weightage of 35-40% and not 25%. These are all opinions. But we took a considered view about all these things. What I would advise you is whenever you're looking at rankings, look at an overall stretch. So between, Bangalore, if look at the scores, 379 to 343 is this. Not much of a difference. If you actually have anything around 350, it's a good college. Anything around 350 is a good college. And similarly, moving forward, here also if you see 340 and up to 310. So the margin between these things is so small that you must also go by the, reputation of the college and the way it is structured and how the alumni is working out in the market. And that's also very crucial. So what I'm trying to say is that when I say something is 5 and someone else says it's 8, it doesn't matter that I'm right or they're right. Between these two, both are equally correct. And that's very important for you to understand. It's just that the weightages are so different that it might lead to a thing. But more importantly, in NIRF, some of these colleges don't participate. But we do get them in because when we are recommending something to you, we need to give the entire universe and not just the universe that participates with us. Then again, Faculty of Law, University of Delhi, they did not participate in NIRF, but we've taken the data and they're ranked 30. National Law University, Cuttack is ranked 26 in the NIRF. For us, it is ranked 14. NLU Bhopal is 21 ranked in NIRF. We ranked as 15. Right. Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law, Patiala is ranked 24 in NIRF. We ranked it as 16th. MIT Law School did not participate in NIRF. We're ranking it as 17. Right. School of Law, Christ University was 15th rank in NIRF. In our ranking, it's 18th. Then you have Ram Manohar Lohia National Law University in Lucknow, which is ranked 20 in NIRF, and we are 90. So not much of a difference here, right? Alliance Law School was ranked 18th in NIRF. For us, it is ranked as 20th. Now, coming back to Institute of Law, Nirma University. This is a very, very good college in Ahmedabad. It's a part of Nirma University, one of the better law colleges that I've been seeing for the past many years. It participated in NIRF, but it is not ranked, right? So we took a view on that and they're saying it is 21st ranked. So it's a very good law school. If you're in the best of India, you want to study and pursue law, this is a very, very good law school that you should be looking at. Then you have NLU Guwahati, which is 27th ranked in the NRF and 22nd for us. Army Institute of Law, Mohali is 30th ranked in the NRF, we are 23rd. ICFA Law School is ranked 36th in NRF, we are 24th. And the University School of Law and Legal Studies in New Delhi is ranked 17th in NRF, we are ranked 25th. So what I've listed out is the top 21 law schools in the country. Again, I repeat, you should be very careful about, you should just look at the overall, framework when you're choosing a law college. When I say something is 17 and someone else says it's 14, it's not that I am right or they are right. It is just that the weightages are different. You just need to look at the kind of alumni, the kind of legacy that the institution has, because these are all opinions that we all have of what should have a greater weightage. And we're also always constrained by the availability of data when we're dealing with this. So when you look at our ranking, you must remember that we're taking an opinion on the kind of weightages that certain courses must have. And two, we're also limited by data. So we're only taking that data that's available and still try to make sense of it. Because it's very important for you that despite all these limitations that we have, we tell you what, in our opinion, is a very good law school for you to choose. I just do hope this works. If you still need any more information, please write to us in the comment section and I'll try to take it up. If you have any particular specific question, I'll be more than happy to take it up also. And please subscribe to this channel, because it's very important for us to keep passing on information that helps you so that you decide the best college, best course for you. Thank you so much. Namaskar.